Ladies and gentlemen, this man that you're looking at, this is Captain Paris Davis. And he did something really heroic during the time he was in Vietnam. He got caught up in an 18-hour battle in Vietnam during the time when he was in the special forces. At that particular moment, he was shot 5 times. Despite the fact that he was shot 5 times, ladies and gentlemen, he still managed to save 3 soldiers that were shot. He saved their lives. And all this time, now this occurred in 1965, all this time went past and he was never honored for going above and beyond. And see, this is why many in the community today will say they are not going above and beyond anymore because it is so underappreciated. When you save certain people, they don't even appreciate it. So why go above and beyond and make any effort if that's going to be the outcome? And that's how it has been for many of us. Or these people got the audacity to look us in the face talking about that's what you're supposed to do. No, I don't have no instruction book that tells me what I'm supposed to do. No, don't even try that one. I do it if I want to. If I want to make an extra effort, I do it on my terms. Don't you tell me what I'm supposed to do. The hell out of here with that crap. So, anyway, ladies and gentlemen, as usual, it goes underappreciated. And when it was questioned on why he was never honored, their excuse was they kept losing the paperwork. Now, I know when I was growing up, that was one of the biggest complaints many in the Black community had at that time. And it was, why do y'all always wait until Black soldiers are dead and then you honor them? Why are you not honoring them while they're alive? And as you can see, they start honoring them when they practically got 1 foot in the graveyard. This happened in 1965. And they took all this time fumbling around just to honor this guy for saving 3 lives after losing part of his fingers. And on top of that, he was shot 5 times and still did this. If you're not going to appreciate it, then why should we do it? So this is the New York Times, February 15th, 2021. I can see why many would walk away. I do. Captain Paris Davis was in the thick of a pre-dawn raid on an enemy camp in Vietnam when a grenade blasted out several of his teeth and, more troubling, tore off part of his trigger finger. Then enemy fire started pelting the Special Forces team he commanded. His most experienced sergeant was shot down. Then demolition specialist, then only one medic. And this was June 18th, 1965, according to the after action report. 26-year-old Captain Davis at that time was suddenly the last American standing with a ragtag company of 90 South Vietnamese volunteers pinned down by hundreds of enemy troops. Certain that he was as good as dead, he began fighting without fear of consequences, pulling his M16 finger with his pinky, sprinting repeatedly into open ground to rescue teammates, and refusing to leave the fight, even when being shot several times. He made it out alive and was immediately nominated for a military's highest award, the Medal of Honor. But the Army somehow lost his nomination. His frustrated commander resubmitted it. And it kept disappearing, y'all. No, somebody was making it disappear. His teammates pushed several more times over the years for the medal, only to be met with the silence and indifference. They eventually came to believe the Army's inaction had nothing to do with what the captain had done in 1965, and it had everything to do with he was one of the first Black officers in the Special Forces. So it was all about race. What other assumption can you make? So this was Ron Deese, 77, who was the youngest soldier on the team in 1965 and one of the group's veterans who are still pressing for Davis to receive the award. We all knew he deserved it then. This is what Dice said during an interview at his home in Anchorage as he wiped away tears. He sure as hell deserves it now. After 55 years of trying, the group got a sign of hope in January. Acting Secretary of Defense Christopher C. Miller personally ordered an expedited review of the lost nomination to be completed by March. The resulting report will then go up in the chain of, to the Secretary of Army, the Secretary of Defense, and finally, President Biden. If they all sign off, Davis now 81. Damn, he was 26 when this happened, y'all. And he's now 81 years old. It took all this time. That's a disgrace. You need to be ashamed. He's 81, and finally, he will be recognized. The Army declined to comment on the award or answer questions about the reason for earlier delays, saying in a statement that it is a policy not to discuss any award until a final decision is made. Yeah, y'all full of crap. In a recent video interview from his home in Arlington, Virginia, Mr. Davis, who was retired from the Army as a colonel in 1985 after a highly decorated career, shook his head and smiled at the mention of the long-delayed submission. He downplayed the significance of all of the stuff and medals and all of that, adding people need to keep on keeping on. He said, we've got to make this a better world. That's how I feel. I wish I had that optimism, but I know under everything that we're dealing with, this world is never going to be any better than what we're looking at now. Time has taught me that. Over generations, there are examples of military struggling with bias when it came to recognizing valor. In the segregated forces that served in World War I and II, no Black soldiers were awarded the Medal of Honor, despite clear examples of selfless heroism. It was only decades later that some presidents worked to correct the past injustices, but veteran groups say there remains much more to be done. When Captain Davis took command of a Special Forces team in 1965, he was a tough and thoughtful college graduate with soft-spoken Midwestern humility. His fellow soldiers said, the son of a foundry worker in Ohio. He had studied political science on the ROTC scholarship at Southern University in Louisiana. He played football and he was named an All-American at halfback. In the Army, his quick mind and explosive strength earned him a spot in the elite and unruly Special Forces. Yeah, they really didn't want him there. He arrived in Vietnam a month later after the bloody civil rights march in Selma, Alabama, at a time when the Special Forces, like the country as a whole, were fraught with racial tension. As a rare Black officer in the Special Forces, he was warned by his commander he would have to work twice as hard. And we never should have had to work twice as hard. The fact that we always, even to this very day, got to do twice as more of anybody else, now that's just straight white supremacy. I'm sorry. If anybody else don't have to work twice as hard, we shouldn't have to do that either. That's BS. You are going to have an all-white team and some of your guys from Alabama and one from Mississippi. It could be a rough thing. No, they should be kicked out if they can't accept it. Plain and simple. Davis recalled his commander saying the young captain tried to be friendly, but was told by men straight away that they called him anything besides sir. He wouldn't waste time to report them. He would just knock them to the ground. So he was letting them know, you ain't going to call me anything you want. I'll deal with you. So, I congratulate him. I'm sure it is an honor for him, being that he made his whole career out of being in the military. But, it's a shame. A man was 26 years old when he acted above and beyond and saved lives. And being that it was so, you just found out he was in charge of an all white unit. So everybody he saved was white that day. And despite all of that, it took from 1965 all the way to 2021 just to say thank you. Damn, that's really jacked up. There's no excuse for that. Y'all, please tell me what you think. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.